erythropoiesis. It is the formation of red blood cells. First, let's learn about the areas of the body that produce red blood cells. In early weeks of embryonic life, primitive nucleated red blood cells are produced in the yolk sac. During the middle trimester of gestation, the liver is the main organ for production of red blood cells, but reasonable numbers are also produced in the spleen and lymph nodes. After birth, red blood cells are produced exclusively in the bone marrow. The bone marrow of essentially all bones produces red blood cells until a person is 5 years old. After 20 years of age, the RBCs continue to produce in the marrow of the membranous bones. What are membranous bones? Bones such as vertebra, sternum, ribs, and iliac. Even in these bones, the marrow becomes less productive as the age of the person increases. Genesis of red blood cells. Let's first discuss about hemopoiesis. The blood cells begin their lives in the bone marrow from a single type of cell called the pluripotential hematopoietic stem cell, from which all the cells of the circulating blood are eventually derived. This process is called hemopoiesis. So, the hemopoiesis is formation of blood cell. But what is formation of red blood cells? So, the formation of red blood cells is called erythropoiesis. Now let's see the steps in the formation of red blood cells. It all starts from the pluripotential hematopoietic stem cell. While dividing, a small portion of them remains exactly like the original pluripotential cell and is retained in the bone marrow to maintain a supply of these. Although their number diminishes with the age, most of the reproduced cells, however, differentiate to form the other cell types. These cells are committed to a particular line of cells and are called committed stem cells. The different committed stem cells, when grown in culture, will produce colonies of specific type of blood cells. A committed stem cell that produces erythrocyte is called a colony forming unit erythrocyte, referred as CFUE. Likewise, colony forming unit that forms granulocytes and monocytes have the designation CFUGM, and the one forming the megakaryocytes is CFUM, which will further form platelet. Now, as we all know how the RBC's formation starts, let's learn about the stages of differentiation of red blood cells. The first cell that can be identified as belonging to red blood cell series is the Proerythroblast. Once the Proerythroblast has been formed, it divides multiple times. The first generation cells are called Basophil erythroblast because they stain with basic dyes. They are also called the early normoblast. After that, the second generation cells are Polychromatophil erythroblast. These are the cells in which hemoglobin appears for the first time. These are also called the intermediate normoblast. Then comes the orthochromatic erythroblast, which are the late normoblast. Now, the next generation has a condensed nucleus and reabsorbed endoplasmic reticulum. These type of cells at this stage are called the reticulocytes. During the reticulocyte stage, cells pass from the bone marrow into the blood capillaries by diapetesis. The remaining basophilic material in the reticulocyte normally disappears within 1 to 2 days and the cell is now a mature erythrocyte. So this was all about the formation of red blood cells. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel if you like the video. Thank you.